First, let's welcome the world number 3, the pressure LIANGJINKUN from China. And now here comes the world number 1, LINSHIDONG from China.
Here he comes, the leading man, leading in the world of table tennis, leading in the cash list from the Shidong show. Took nearly everything in the second half of last year outside of Felix Lebrun getting Montpellier. An exciting battle, the first best of 7 for these two. LINSHIDONG, the world number 1, and LIANGJINKUN, world number 3. I'm your commentator, Adam Bavro, and joining me in the commentary booth for this best of 7, friend and fellow table tennis evangelist, Fraser Riley. Welcome back, Fraser.
Great to be with you, Adam. Really excited for this second men's singles semi-final, a 4th WTT meeting between LIANGJINKUN and LINSHIDONG.
Yeah, and as you can see, they're 2-1. Recently, it's been quite a toss-up, I would say. And even in intercontinental events, or a continental event rather, like the Asian Cup, LIANGJINKUN's been very impressive.
He really has, yeah. He beats LINSHIDONG in their last encounter. So impressive. They shared the Singapore Smash final together as well. We know how that one went.
Yep, that was Christoph Svetozar, our umpire there, who got the first handshake in, and we'll get another one in a moment. Contrasting colors of the shirts here for the coin toss to determine where the players stand and who serves.
May I ask you to come for the toss? Black or red? Red, black for you. You win. You serve. Okay, you play here.
So it sounded like after winning the coin toss, he chooses the serve. That last meeting you were talking about on the WTT stage, I have a little flashback of that, a smashback, if you will. This is what it looks like to me. This is all in my head. I'm projecting it on the screen right now. 6-5 here, LIANGJINKUN up.
6-all.
LINSHIDONG from anywhere on the court for a little guy has an incredible amount of power, managed to turn things around. And here in game number 6 would have 8 match points. And he used the first backhand near the table, far from the table, wherever it is. He's just got such explosive power. Where does he hide it? For me, it's all in the timing. But he's physically strong. China's not about glamour muscles, it's about functional muscles. And at 19 years old, he's got them all.
He really has, yeah. He's such a pocket rocket. That outstanding backhand, like you say, it's all in the timing. How he transfers his way through, and this is his way through. Gao Chungrui and Jae Hyun, 2 tough tests there. Lin Wenru keeping his flawless record against the silent assassin.
Yeah, but Prest, as you mentioned, 5 gamers in the last 2 rounds, and I saw the Gao Chungrui match. It was really impressive. Gao Chungrui and everybody here, but Gao Chungrui really making his way up to the next level. But 28 years old for the Chinese national team. We don't see too many men in that age bracket. I'd say Lin Gaoyuan and LIANGJINKUN. What about his road here?
Yeah, he beat Fin Lu. Tough game in game 3. It was an amazing comeback from the young Australian. Lin Gaoyuan, despite having injury, overcoming the dark night. And then Fei Lebrun, their first international meeting. That one going down to the wire.
Man, game number 4. Felix was dominant. And then in the end, LIANGJINKUN turned on the next level. But of course, the motivation is quite high, with a prize purse of 800,000 US buckaroos and 1,000 points for the champion. Right now, both of these players semi-finalists looking to upgrade to business class in terms of the points they take. Fan vote, all right, 2/3 behind LIANGJINKUN. LINSHIDONG 33. Now, considering their head-to-head, it's the exact opposite of their WTT head-to-head, the fan vote.
First game, Lin to serve, level.
Again, I wonder if it's wishful thinking, what they want, or what they think will happen. Here we go, best of 7. Quick in over the table, and then right back to the other corner for the first point.
Yeah, nice display of show there from LIANGJINKUN early doors here. And lunges in with that forehand flick. Left inside the table. Not the easiest ball to deal with. Look at him on one leg.
I feel like it'd be cool to remix that slow-mo back and forth. He really got airborne. It was quite active.
2-1.
Put the backhand quick on the parallel inside the table. Lin Shidong we saw do this. That little smash back we saw a moment ago.
1-3.
Looked like a fairly empty serve. You can't always tell, but Lin Shidong just going long there with the flick.
There's a level of caution that I don't expect to see throughout this match. To me, it's Lin Shidong pulling the Timo, where you play game one just sort of taking notes. Obviously, he wants to win game number one, but just sort of testing the waters here. Moved them completely out to the barriers. It felt like they were both sort of fast jogging in this rally. The best rally we've seen, a little bit more to the middle, then side and topspin. Liang Jingkun, when have you ever seen him stop moving?
Yeah, it looked like he just sort of embraced defeat in that point. That hook of Lin Shidong. But it had some residual spin on it and it kicked up towards him.
That
really
is
unusual.
Very unusual. Bizarre even.
The fact that he stopped Liang Jingkun from wide forehand made me think, okay, maybe he's still feeling that injury a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, we have to remember he was sprayed up on the back of that hammy earlier on. Learned a few things about injury timeouts and some other new rules in the game. A bit more explosive here, a put-away shot. And this is really still just one of about 2 or 3 things that have happened in recent history that had us looking at each other from far apart in the stadium. Get off the top of the net here, but the score line right now, well, it looks closer to their world rankings than it does the score line, but it's 8-1 for Liang Jingkun despite him being world number 3. A lot of similarities between a 3 and an 8. Good placement into the middle here, Lin Shidong.
Yeah, completely against what we sort of expected in this opening game. In poor position to take it, Liang Jingkun.
8-3.
It's smooth, but it just doesn't feel the fight. Like they haven't really, they're still jogging off the blocks.
Yeah, I get that feeling as well, Adam. I feel as though the more fast and furious play is yet to come.
4-8.
One thing I can say is that it does demonstrate a lack of panic. There's some confidence in both of the players that they don't feel that they have to bring out their biggest shots in just this moment.
Yeah, and of course best of 7 as well. Both maybe feeling like this could go the distance.
4-9.
Checking the equipment there to make sure he's got full traction control. Now here's a better opening. Lin Shidong putting more on this, and then Liang Jingkun taking that frisbee-like backhand with his body turned.
Did well to get that first one, but that was a bit of an all-or-nothing attempt. Bit of a lottery shot there from Liang Jingkun.
9-6.
We're not seeing much panic from Lin Shidong.
2-8 down, 4 out of the next 5 points. Suddenly the scoreboard's looking a little bit more tense. A good pressure with the backhand to set up 4 game points. World number 3 is a man who's been living in the shadows for quite some time through generations of Chinese dominance. He's been a staple. When Lin Gaoyuan was in front of him, he was still the more stable of the two. The game point save.
7-10.
You think about it, 2019, Fan Zhendong met Liang Jingkun, and suddenly it wasn't the final we thought it would be. This is the rip, puts it away, untouchable. Now we've got a third towel break here and just 2 points between them. 2-8 is a long way down against anybody, but against a player that I find to be so mentally strong, Liang Jingkun. He's come back recently time and time again. 6 of the last 8 for LINSHIDONG.
11-8.
He gets it done.
Yeah.
Eventually, a late flourish there from LINSHIDONG. Started to play a little bit better, but a good start here for Liang Jingkun.
Yeah, tighter game one than it looked like it would be, and it's just a reminder that both of these players never consider themselves out, other than that one ball to the wide forehand that still has us scratching our heads a little bit. And no coaches on benches as they both play for Team China. 11-8. Liang Jingkun gets the first of 4 needed to win this best of 7 men's singles semifinal.
Second game. Liang to serve. Level.
It's cool how the Infinity Arena just has the purple lights shining up the stairways.
1 love.
I feel like everything's coming together. This is the first calendar year that has been fully packed with 4 Grand Smashes, 6 Champions events. This is the first of 2025. A lot of points and prize money up for grabs.
1-1.
Yeah, it's taken some time. Obviously, launching during the pandemic was difficult, but I do feel as though we're really coming together now, and yeah, really excited for what we have this season.
Now we're talking. This is the pace. It already feels like a different game. It's like game number equals level number, and they're on level number 2 right now. Backhand pace out in front. How he still manages to get wrist on it beats me.
It's incredible, isn't it? Basically no backlift on his backhand, and playing backhand from middle is something that seems like a fairly recent theme in the Chinese national team.
It seems like the men's and women's game take from each other in different ways. They're both inspired by each other with certain tactics. Taking a little walk here and immediately put in check. Play please, the warning. Smart play absorbs the power on the first 2 and then earns himself a shot to counter back.
Even when Liang had really belted that one, still up in the ante, LINSHIDONG. Look at that. Crystal clear there.
Four, 3.
I'm just thinking about the age difference here. 9 years between them. For many, that's longer than a career of being able to play internationally at the pro level, the adult game for Team China.
3-5.
Yeah, you wonder like what LINSHIDONG could look like in his mid-20s as a player.
And I also wonder if Liang Jingkun is to have a strong performance here and really find his peak performance in this year, let's say, what that would mean.
4-5.
You've got Wang Chuqin, you've got LINSHIDONG. The Chinese team, no doubt about it, thinks long term. Investing in the youth. If you're really, really stable, okay, we need you there for a lot of reasons. But with Huang Youzheng, with Chen Yuanyu already being primed to step in behind Wang Chuqin and LINSHIDONG, Liang Jingkun is essentially fighting to extend his career.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice touch, leaving it short to that forehand, LINSHIDONG. A bit different than what we saw in game number 2, where he was down 2-8 this time around. midway through and he's up by 3.
Oh, trying to play a really acute angle on that last one there, Lin Shidong.
You thought that angle was cute?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I was pretty charmed.
Wow. Wang Yidi played a couple of unbelievable ones like that earlier.
The emoji cam that was up here, that would have satisfied one of the emojis that was put on the screen. It's fun to be here live.
Five, 8.
Just in case you're curious, if you haven't been to a WTT event, they have all sorts of cool participation games for the audience and whatnot to get up on the Jumbotron. 3 points in front, Lin Shidong.
9, 5.
So smooth with that backhand. Going more for spin and placement on the first. Driving through the second one. Into that crossover. Liang trying to duck and dive to create space.
Ooh,
10,
good touch. Heavy backspin, the ball bites the table, stays near the baseline, and it's 5 game points to level it up. Takes his chances. And right down the line, Lin Shidong closes this one out with a dominant game number 2 in response to a relatively tight after a massive comeback in the second half in game 1. So the world number 1 leveling, but these two have a rich history between them, WTT and otherwise. So that rich history continues to build in front of your very eyes with no coaches. 1 game apiece and a heavy victory. Quite a statement from the world number 1 in game 2. So here's a look at the race to 100. If Lin Shidong wins this match, he will be the first male player to get 100 wins in the WTT era. 9 wins in front of Wang Chuqin. Liang Jingkun back at 84. Can you imagine? That would basically mean if Liang Jingkun were to beat him in the race, he'd have to win here, and Lin Shidong would have to lose first round of every event. And Liang Jingkun would have to win another 15 matches for that to happen.
That is maybe the biggest if of all time.
Oh man, yeah.
It's a big if.
Huge if. Still a big if even for Wang Chuqin at 9 matches behind him.
Yeah.
Lin to serve. Level.
A lot to play for here. I'm not sure if that stat is something that's high on his priority list. Might be on the mind. Might be aware of it. I like the quality in this rally. Kept him in the backhand here, but not a wide backhand for a big swinging rip. Something a little more passive than gets him to turn. Everything pretty middle from Liang Jingkun in that rally.
2 left.
After that Singapore Smash final that he won, he was congratulated on becoming the world number 1. He said, "Oh, I wasn't even aware of the points."
I love it. People often ask, yeah, they have so much to focus on the table just to get through their opponent.
2-1.
The game plan constantly changing. Recognizing what's working, you just need a microscope out here to find some of these details.
Yeah. Working so hard just to get that extra 1% in every department.
1-3.
Lin Shidong is a very jovial, expressive guy. He's got a good sense of humor about him. I like it.
Play, please.
The drama there. I imagine him in the middle of a Shakespearean sonnet as he went down on one knee holding a skull for that. Nice change of pace here. Liang Jingkun keeping it uncomfortable, and he's got his opponent checking his equipment.
Yeah. Can't blame the rubber, Lin Shidong. I think both of these gentlemen here quite charismatic. We've seen Liang Jingkun in some enthralling battles, even just sort of in awe of his opponent in certain moments, just jaw dropped and having a laugh about it.
Yeah, you can think of a few of the matches you're thinking of, some celebrations as well. I mean, he's definitely been creative and expressive, no doubt about it. Now, one thing I want to highlight, we came out, at least when I came out of the hotel today, it was raining. And on a rainy day, even if you're inside, as you play table tennis professionally, humidity changes inside the arena. So there might be a little bit less grip and traction than they're used to.
3-5.
Definitely a factor to consider here.
These players playing all around the world in different climates, and day to day, minutia matters.
4-5.
Bit of a comeback here as Lin Shidong gets within 1 point.
Coming in for a shovel serve here.
Cool variety in the camera angle here to see the arc on the ball, and it's not the first time he's looked down at the racket as if to say, right now I'm not getting the traction that I'm used to. This shot he makes quite consistently around the world.
Oh, wow.
6-5.
Nice wrap, a seatbelt shot as you would call it.
Yeah, across the body, caught for space, and he played the short side as well. Brilliant. Liang Jinquin played a couple of those against Fin Lu in the first game.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Good match to go back and watch. It's interesting. Every match here, it's the beauty, one of the many beauties of the Champions event. The single table, you know you're not missing anything else right now, not of this caliber. But on the final day here, this first session, this is the last match you will see before we get into the finals later on this evening. And the fight is very real between two players who are quite capable of beating any opponent.
7-6.
Nearly clipped the edge there, just kissed the net. Lin Shidong in front. And yeah, Lin Shidong beating Wang Chuqin in some big games. Liang Jinquin beat Wang Chuqin in the semis of the Singapore Smash.
7-7.
It's really interesting. The world comes together for these Champions events.
We talked about the serve, the shovel serve briefly. Lin Shidong right back in near the body. It can be very tough to read. Variation, top spin or underspin with that side spin. This is what we came for. Lin Shidong through the forehand side of the house. Just enters and no alarm sounds. An exchange like this throughout the power. There was no lack of traction or control here. He goes for broke and he puts it away.
You took the words out of my mouth. Nothing wrong with the forehand there from Lin Shidong. Incredible. Yeah. And he just sneaked through, used his peripheral. A cunning finish.
Serves back with the world number one deep in thought as he dries his hand on the table, cleans the rubber on both sides. Wouldn't be surprised to hear a warning or even see a yellow card. The amount of time taken out here before his serve. Oh, the defense doesn't last long. A lob even slightly shallow, and Lin Shidong is not a tall guy, but he's powerful as we've seen, and he plays this wonderfully.
He knows exactly when to play down the line to get Liang Jinquin even further back into no man's land. Great point construction.
8-10.
And while he didn't turn the racket on the point before because he wanted to play spin, side spin out of reach, similarly here, safe, secure with the spin. Gets himself a nice backhand early on. Doesn't kill it, just spins it. And that's 6 of the last 8 points for Lin Shidong to set up 2 game points. Right down the line once again. That forehand corner is getting cold and needs a hug from Liang Jinquin. We'll see if he covers it up in some way, shape, or form. These parallel shots, Lin Shidong is giving a new problem to Lin Shidong to try and solve as the match continues. A little net off the early shot, and then right back down the line. It's 2-1 lead, the world number one in front. Players back to the table for game number 4. Toweling off and ready. Been some flipping and flopping here, but right now it's Liang Jingkun.
Liang to serve. Level.
He's got some questions to answer.
Let. Level. Love 1.
It amazes me with Linshidong. Some of the finishing shots that he makes you feel like he's always one step ahead of his opponent in the rally.
I love that. It's so cool, so admirable. And even here, for a moment, it feels like a passive shot. He didn't even back up after this because it was to the backhand. Feels like a lob. Liang Jingkun, high backhand's not easy to finish with the power you can on a forehand.
2-1.
Taste of his own medicine here. Liang Jingkun with some real power on the backhand, and he looked satisfied. He did not look satisfied.
Shook his head there, yeah. What was that about?
If I had to guess, it could have been a, man, why haven't I been able to do this more? Like this shot should have been making appearances throughout earlier in this match. Just one possible interpretation of that I could imagine, but yeah, it was a little bit surprising considering the quality of the shot.
A spicy suggestion. Maybe he was shaking his head as if to say, you really thought you were going to get me with that Linshidong.
Ooh, spicy. Some malagwo, some local cuisine here. First towel break, Linshidong 4-2 up. It's funny, food-wise, spice, not exactly my thing, but conversationally, bring it. I like that.
4-3.
Well, if you don't like spice, you came to the wrong place with it being here in Chongqing.
No, I love the food's amazing here. I had hot pot again yesterday. I'm having some tomorrow. 1 point ball game here. Linshidong still in front with the second serve, the shovel. And a good turn, smooth. Liang Jingkun taking a chance here. Left a lot of that table open on the forehand side.
Had to make it count. The pressure there.
Little surprising to me that the ball came back to the backhand direction anyway.
5-4.
Linshidong normally, one in that situation, has the cross-court forehand, which is the safer shot, the length of the table, plus out of reach. Potentially, anyway.
Has to recover really quickly there, Liang Jingkun. Linshidong pushing long. It's a new spin. I'm here ready to counter. Liang had to really get his body in the right position to block that.
Slow spin from the baseline, a secure shot that's very tough to counter.
Guarantees at least a 2-point cushion here. Was patient, controlled.
The ball stayed nice and low.
7-5.
Second towel break. It's the least, as you said, that 2-point cushion. Quality opening receive with the backhand. Good bend on that last one, but uncomfortable position. Linshidong putting it in near the elbow.
I like the attempt there from Liang Jingkun, trying to fool him down the line off that. An emergency shot. Fortune for Linshidong.
Yeah, it's not so common you see a flick on a ball that low off the net. The timeout called now. Liang Jingkun saying, well, 7-4 up, 2 in a row for my opponent. If I'm down 1-3 against the world number 1, it's not where I want to be. Liang Jingkun thinks through his plan. A little reminder, hey, Lin Gaoyuan, autograph time? So the fan zone, a lot still going on. We have one more chance for the fans here to get to the fan zone. If you're not inside the stadium, or if you are and you're listening to this on headphones right now, head over to the fan zone today between sessions. It's always a blast in the fan zone, from delicious local food, whether it's spicy or not, to autographs on the lenses of your glasses. From the man himself, the Dark Knight, other stars showing up there. So it's really spectacular to be there. It's massive. Back from his timeout, Liang Jingkun. Oh, and a fast, deep push right to that baseline. What a shot.
Feels brave to push long with that level of aggression. You need racket speed under the ball, but it can be the racket speed that sends it long. Very bold shot there.
Left. 7-7.
I'm trying to tighten this shovel serve up because Liang was waiting for them to drift long enough to brush.
That's exactly what he does. A tighter shovel serve gets the opening. So 4 straight points. LINSHIDONG 2 out of his opponent's timeout. Nice parallel, finds the wide angle, and he's testing Liang Jingkun's reaction time and movement.
Taking control with these consecutive backhands. Amazing redirection.
And in the exchange, the counter loop deep to the backhand corner. It's 3 game points now for a 3-1 lead.
So fluid. Could be hitting the ball harder than that, but doesn't. Keeps adding rotation. Brilliant.
11-7.
Takes the game 11-7. I've got some spicy thoughts for you. Maybe I'll bring them back after this game, but the way Liang Jingkun's moving right now just looks like maybe he's not in full form. We know he's been injured. Regardless, he's fighting the fight. He's got a long way to go. LINSHIDONG 1 game away from a battle against the world number 2 that many would love to see. 3-1, and we'll be back for game number 5 with LINSHIDONG and Liang Jingkun in just a bit.
Fifth game. Lin to serve. Level.
So LINSHIDONG leading 3-1, starting off game 5 with the serves. Good angle on this. Takes his chances from in near the body. Shorter rallies. If you are injured, you don't want to make it a game of stamina. You don't want to put yourself through more physicality or work than you have to.
Doing the sort of weird and wonderful becomes a more tempting option. Just something different to sort of bamboozle LINSHIDONG.
Lob deep, not an easy ball, doesn't jump for it. This is a sky lob, nearly touching whatever ceiling there is. Still in play. Power. He's just keeping it on.
Oh my God.
Oh, and he lobs down Liang Jingkun. 3 of the highest shots we've seen this event. It almost was comically high.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. I mean, let me ask the question, where would you put LINSHIDONG in terms of the best lobbers in the world? He's so good back there.
This is the thing about the world's best players, is you just don't know what they have until they need it. Think about how many Chinese players would even be competing for best lobber. Xu Xin, Ma Lin, who else? Zhou Qihao maybe?
Yeah, Zhou Qihao's good back there.
But I'm sure a lot of them can do it
Yeah.
if they need to.
3-2.
It just shows you how open-minded Lin Shidong is.
We love a bit of creativity. There's a reason, not just because he was world #1. Xu Xin, the reason the world still talks about him to this day.
The Cloud Walker.
That's right.
We miss him. I want to hear your spicy thought, Adam.
I think I already spiced it out. It was related to the injury.
Okay. Yeah.
I was thinking about what you do. I was actually thinking of Sharth Kamal, who's going to be playing his last WTT event in India soon. That's his farewell after an illustrious career. He beat Simon Gauzy at the World Championships injured in 2015, and it was really interesting to watch. And similarly here, a man who's trying to finish the points quickly played a match against Ma Long where Ma Long played with his racket backwards. He turned it backwards.
Oh, yeah, in Incheon.
And made a massive comeback. Liang Jingkun did that to Fan Zhendong before.
Wow. I love it.
I bring all that up to say, if something's not working, you don't give up. You just think, you expand the box. You think outside the box, what else have I not tried? There still must be an answer, even if it means playing with your racket backwards.
Let 5-3.
And if you're newer to the sport, the black side of the racket for most Chinese players, the forehand, is the heavier, harder sponge, slower side of the racket. Service warning here for Lin Shidong. I have to imagine it was about verticality of the toss or visibility of the ball, both of which very important. I think visibility of the contact, visibility of the ball even more so. Good response to heavy spin coming in, Liang Jingkun. Like the facial expression there from Lin Shidong.
This is really crafty play from Liang Jingkun. Slowing the game right down. It feels like, especially if he is injured, it's unlikely that he'll be able to outpower Lin Shidong.
That said, this game he has played a lot of powerful shots early in the rally. I guess it's a question of how you start the rally. If he can get in, if he can get that authoritative shot, then he'll play it. But otherwise, he'll just play for positioning. Because if you're slow, getting behind the table is the last thing you want. When your legs are injured, whatever it may be, stay right on top of the table the best you can. Good line right there on the step around Lin Shidong, hanging in there.
So seamless here. That net just giving him a bit of extra time. Didn't overthink it. Had to adjust a little bit there before he made contact.
Yeah, it made it look easy, but definitely wasn't. The combinations turns the pace up on the last two, and right off the bout, smothering shots.
Jeez, I would not want to be on the other end of that. That rotation, so subtle, like a boxer.
Into the middle. Lin Shidong just 3 points away from a match against Wang Chuqin to see who can capture $60,000 and 1,000 points in the world rankings for the new world #1. It's a big deal right now.
We haven't actually mentioned this, but Lin Shidong is only 100 points ahead of Wang Chuqin.
That's crazy. This is far from stability. The next thing I was about to say was in the men's game, there's no doubt about it. The top spot is much more in question than the women's game. Nice drive into the middle. Xia, almost 2,500 in front of the #2 who pulled out. Which again, Wang Manyu is just such a lovable character. Hope she's well and fit and able to play as soon as possible. Still a 2-point lead here. Two big serves for Lin Shidong.
9-7.
100 points. It's back and forth. That could be week to week in theory if they're playing often enough. And this one passed out of reach. Lin Shidong turns it up from the middle, a pivot, a twist, and the ball is gone.
That's so good, so beautiful. Poetry in motion from Lin Shidong.
3 match points.
8,
One saved here by Liang Jingkun.
For denying him that clear-cut attacking opportunity. Smart play.
I'll be curious to hear what Lin Shidong has to say after this match. It's still not over. It's tough to imagine Liang Jingkun coming back here and then winning the rest of the games for this match, just based on what we've seen, condition right now. And the backhand does it. He closes the door. The world number 1 moves on to face world number 2 in the final. And he was strong again. Started cautiously. Could have been a thing of respect knowing that his opponent, just sort of seeing how strong his opponent was. Either way, 4-1. It is Lin Shidong who moves on after being beaten in the first. That was the last that he would drop. So we get what we want, a battle for world number 1. This could determine and should determine the world number 1 by my standards, depending on what points are dissolving, are expiring. Congratulations, Lin Shidong. We'll have a chance to see you battle against Lionheart Wang Chuqin, the man who sat on the throne before you for many, many months. That battle will happen later on today. Still a lot of questions for me. We'll have an interview, I imagine, with Lin Shidong, get a chance to hear some of his thoughts. Hopefully there are some spicy questions. Here's a little match summary. 37 minutes of play, 52-39. Anything special there that stands out to you?
No, not particularly, but I think the adjustment that Lin Shidong made to that shovel serve made it harder for Liang to contain him.
What adjustments did you notice from the shovel serve? Just shorter?
Yeah, shorter to forehand, and it was tough for Liang to touch the ball. When he was playing the pendulum serve, Liang could touch. I just thought it was a good adjustment that the world number 1 made, and you'd expect nothing less the form that he's in. And look at that.
100 wins. Lin Shidong has been the first male player to get 100 wins in WTT. Not too shabby, the bottom lip says. Xia the first to cross the line, but not far behind. Lin Shidong saw that shot of the hamstring all taped up there early on. Shots from this match. Still not easy. I think as injured as he may or may not be, Liang Jingkun, if he shows up to the table, that means he's ready to fight and he believes he's got a chance. And I think most in the world would not be able to beat the Liang Jingkun that came to the table today. So, as strong as Lin Shidong is, I'm still quite curious to see the final. We're all waiting for that, but now we'll have a chance to hear from our finalist, the man who just won the match, the world number 1, Lin Shidong.
Shidong, congratulations on your match today. You were down 0-1. How did you overcome that slow start and eventually win the match today?
首先恭喜施栋赢得了这场比赛。那么今天比赛开局稍微有一些慢热，所以是0-1落后。那么你是自己怎么调整过来的呢？
可能今天自己跟梁哥这场吧，可能他的腿也有一些伤嘛。其实他能从刚开始来的时候可能就伤了嘛，可能坚持到就是这场其实非常不容易吧。可能今天自己上去也是。他利用他的旋转嘛，可能第一局他打得也非常好吧，可能后面自己可能注意了这些旋转，然后可能还是去针对一些相持吧，我感觉还是后面还是做得很好，我感觉自己。
So first of all, I knew that my opponent has injured his legs, so I think he has insisted himself to semifinal, which is a good performance. So in the first game, he played strong spins, and in the second game, I started to think of a way to play against his spins and to engage ourselves into rallies, which I thought was a good performance of myself.
Looking ahead to the final later today, how satisfied or happy are you right now where your form is?
今天的决赛将要对阵的是王楚钦选手，那么现在自己感觉自己的状态怎么样呢？
其实打了 4场球了吧，其实今天晚上的决赛其实也是非常熟悉吧，跟头哥，然后也是我们之间的内战嘛，可能自己可能还是要做好自己，然后去享受比赛就行。
So the tournament has been 4 matches for me, and I think today's final is going to be a match between our team members. So I think I will just prepare my best form and enjoy the match.
Well, we look forward to that match. We wish you the best of luck, Shidong.
恭喜你赢得今天的比赛，然后希望你决赛有一个好的结果。
Thank you.